White House is Chris down here in the nation's capital. So I promised I'd give you a live feed from here. So as I said, I've got a meeting here in about an hour and a half, and no, it's not there. It's not in the White House, but it's very close. Meeting with some folks to discuss some issues that are germane to many of my viewers. So I hope that that you're all doing well out there, and thanks for tuning in. The sun has come out now. The crazy lady that was my GPS, I shut her down. She was driving me bat crap crazy. You know, completely lost. The GPS on the Clara Barton Parkway thought that I was in Northern Virginia still and had me driving through the Potomac. It was crazy. So I shut the crazy lady down, the GPS, and and just followed my directions. I know how to get here, so I just got here on my own. And actually came exactly out in the street where I needed to. It worked out really perfectly. So, hey, welcome, whoever that is. Is that Gina? Welcome. Or who is that? I can't see who that is. But welcome to the program. So, yeah, I turned the crazy lady GPS off. I got through that little spurt, which is the Georgetown area. Was a lot of traffic there, cars, a UPS truck blocking the street. You know, it's very annoying when they do that. So, went down to one lane. It took a while. Once I got through that, it was just smooth sailing. You know, 24th Street, 23rd, 22nd, all the way down to 17th Street, and found myself right down here in the heart of the nation's capital. It went very fast. So now the secret's out. Now you guys know where I was headed today. There it is, right behind me. There you go. So I apologize for not being right in front of the White House, but folks, because construction, they've got some work going on here. You can see all of the stuff in front of the White House. Normally you can go right up to the fence by the White House, but all this is blocked off right now by the Secret Service and Park Police because they've got some construction going on here. So I don't know if they're setting up something for Christmas, but there's always something happening. But it's not permanent, it's just a temporary thing. But like I said, normally you can get all the way across there and you get a good shot of the White House. In fact, it's been a while since I've actually been back to this spot. But thanks for tuning in. I do appreciate you all being here. So for those who caught the news this morning, it was a building collapse in Durban. It was really shocking. Another crazy situation, shoddy construction most likely. Ooh, that wind just picked up and it got kind of brisk on my ear. Well, let me grab something here real quick so people don't grab it. So you got an unobstructed view of the White House there as I stepped away for a moment. Get a chance, ask Trump. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to see Trump. That's not on the agenda. He has a meeting scheduled, a press conference at exactly the same time that my meeting's taking place. In fact, the people that I'm meeting with, I ran into on the street. They were coming back from lunch and just ran into them. So a highlighter in my pocket. Where'd that come from? Anyway, so the people, like I said, the people I'm meeting, I ran into here. And yeah, so we just reconfirmed the appointment for 3 p.m. So that's set up. So that worked out pretty well. But if you've never been to the nation's capital, folks, it's a beautiful area here. It's a beautiful park on this side. I think there's some people protesting. I don't know if that's Somalia or whatever's going down here to my right. But you can see now the flag's blowing. The wind's picked up a little bit there. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you want to take a snap right there, there you go. So now you can see the White House without me in it. And there's the fountain. They got the fountain on. So it's a spot where tens of thousands of people pass by every single day. Oftentimes there are protesters out here protesting things, usually nothing to do with administration, but something to do with Falun Gong or, what's happening in Myanmar, things like that. Tibet, usually have those protesters out here, but I haven't seen any of those today. But you do see a lot of government officials that they think they're kind of innocuous, but it's pretty obvious that they work in one of the organizations around here, just by the way people dress. So the people that are doing their normal business in the city don't really dress that way, and they wander around. So anyway, how's it going? I'm fine. How about yourself?
What are you doing?
Broadcasting. Where are you from?
News agency.
Well, I'm an independent journalist, but where are you from? Switzerland. Where?
Yeah. The north part. Ancestry.
Ja, but which town? Welche Stadt eigentlich?
Oh, Deutsch.
Ja, schon lange Zeit, fast 40 Jahren.
Oh, wow.
Ja.
You know Baden?
Ja, kenne ich. Also ich habe meine Ureltern vor fast 300 Jahren, die kommen aus, what is that? Oh, Mensch, where's it? It's near Solothurn. Oberbett. And yeah. Attisville. Ja.
In Solothurn.
Kennen Sie?
Canton of Solothurn, ja.
Ja, okay, ja, prima.
Nice.
Ja, und was machen Sie hier jetzt? Urlaub, oder?
Jetzt hier, ja. Ja, eigentlich einfach.
Möchten Sie hier auf dem Kamera? Ja. Ja, hier bitte auf der rechten Seite. Ja, und also die meisten von meinen Zuschauern kommen aus Südafrika.
Ja.
Und die können natürlich Afrikaans, aber die können auch Englisch. Den Rest auf dem Globe, auf dem Welt, die kommen von überall.
Oh.
So this gentleman is from Switzerland. He's just passing through. What's your name, sir?
Finn.
Finn?
My name is Finn.
Okay, Finn. So Finn was just passing by. Is this your first time to Washington, D.C.?
It's my first time, yeah.
And what do you think so far? Other than it's a little chilly, but you're from Switzerland, so you know the cold.
Yeah. So I'm prepared. I got the scarf and everything.
Exactly.
But it's very interesting with all the people, like everything that's going on, all the signs. But it's beautiful.
It is.
really
It's. Did you see any of the National Guardsmen on the street in uniform?
Yes,
Yeah,
I did.
that's a little unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Is it though? Is it unusual?
Oh, it is unusual. We don't usually have National Guard on the streets. It's something that the president. We've had it when, like in Los Angeles, we had riots in 1992. But it's unusual. But I mean, I was in the Army for 36 years, and I went to university in between my Army service. I was an Unteroffizier, and then I went to university, and then went back came in as an officer. And so when I was in the National Guard, like these guys are, we train for riot control and for demonstrations, things like that. So part of what they're supposed to do, because they're under the governor unless they're activated. So these troops are activated by the president, so they can do this to help with the law enforcement. So it is unusual. You don't usually see that.
But it's their task.
It is their task for now. Yeah, it is. They actually train for it. And a lot of people in politics like, well, what are they doing? That's not their mission. Well, actually, I was in the National Guard. It is part of their mission.
It is.
So, but anyway, so it's a little unusual to see that. But have you gone to any of the museums or seen anything like that?
No, I just arrived last evening.
Oh wow, you're like fresh off the boat.
Fresh off the boat.
How long are you staying here?
3 weeks.
In DC?
No, in DC 1 week.
Oh, okay.
Just in the States.
Okay, where are you headed to next?
Well, next I'll go to the monument.
No, but I mean, after Washington. Sorry.
Philadelphia.
Okay. Well, I live in Pennsylvania, so.
Okay.
All right. I assume you're going to go see the Liberty Bell and Constitution. Of course.
And cheesesteak.
No, people love that. It's funny. I'm not from Pennsylvania. I'm actually from Maryland originally, but in Pennsylvania, of course, the cheesesteak is a big thing. But I don't like the cheesesteak because I don't like onions.
Okay.
I don't
you don't like onions.
Yeah, on its Zwiebeln. Yeah, so I don't eat onions. But what I have is a chicken cheesesteak.
Okay.
So they chop up the chicken and they do the same sort of thing. And what I have to do is I have them take barbecue sauce and then grill it in the barbecue sauce.
Okay, wow.
And I put Swiss cheese on it, Emmental.
Nice. Yeah,
and I call it a Western Philly.
Oh, Western Philly. Nice.
Yeah. So you're like literally just got here. You're gonna go to Washington Monument.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like first impressions.
I've never been up to the top of that.
Oh no, I won't go up to the top. It's just
well,
from the bottom.
Every time I've come, it's either there's construction, there's maintenance going on, or there's it's too long a wait. So. But
you
there's
go now.
No, I don't have time. I have a meeting at 3 o'clock right over here.
Okay.
So that's why I'm in town. I drove down here for a meeting. So, but actually, the weather's not bad. I mean, you're from the Schweiz. I mean, this is nice. Yeah.
It's just cloudy, but
it's not that cold.
It's not that cold. No.
But this is almost too much for me to be wearing out.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm a Viking.
Okay.
So I'm accustomed to cold weather.
Could I take a portrait of you?
You absolutely may.
I really love your beard, man.
You should have seen it last week. It was down here. I just had a trim.
Oh no, you cut it.
And when COVID started, my audience knows this, but when COVID started, I just left the Army in 2019, the end of 2019, then COVID started, and I couldn't go to the barber. And so I just quit shaving, and I didn't like the way the government was handling this. I said, so when they start acting like adults and behaving, the governments, then I'll cut it. By the time I got around to cutting, it was down to here.
Oh, okay.
It was longer than my tie.
But now you cut it.
Yeah.
So that means something.
You want to get with me with the White House behind?
Perfect.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Now, see, what he didn't tell you is he works for the Swiss intelligence services, and this is going straight. This is going straight to Barron.
I do not.
They already have a dossier on me. Trust me.
That's not true.
Here, let me do this here.
Can I get one with your phone?
Yeah, sure.
It's just for personal.
No, that's fine. It's for memories. I have taken over 750,000. Come on back in the camera. So people don't think I'm talking to a crazy person.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, I was already talking to my GPS coming down here. Yeah. So my global my GPS guidance system in the car, my navigation, I don't really need it because I know the town, but just to avoid the traffic, So it was bringing me down here, and suddenly it was telling me I was on the other side of the river. And it kept saying turn left. I'm like, no, I have to go straight. So I call it my crazy lady.
Oh,
okay. So anyway, so do you speak any other languages other than English and French? Okay.
German.
Bien sûr.
And a little bit of Italian.
Okay.
But I should speak Italian because I'm Swiss. But
but should you speak also Red Romanche as well? Almost nobody speaks that. It is, but almost nobody speaks it. Yeah.
I have a good friend.
Really?
That speaks.
Okay.
Yeah. But he's from Graubünden, so.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I've been all over Switzerland. I mean, I've been Lugano, the Italian part, and of course I've been to Bern, I've been to Zurich and Lucerne. I've been all over. So the first time I went to Switzerland was, if you weren't born, you better not comment. They're commenting on the side over here. First time I went there was I went to Liechtenstein in 1984, and then went to Switzerland from there, and went to Lucerne, and then went back up to Basel. Yeah, it was nice. It's my first trip. I've never had a bad experience in Switzerland.
Cool.
And now that we got the tariffs down for 39%, maybe the Swiss won't be mad at us.
Now I'm friendly too. No, that's all right. Yeah.
So what do you do if you don't mind?
I'm a student.
You're a student. Where are you studying at?
Well, I will start studying like next year.
Okay.
But I just like have my finals in high school.
Okay.
I'm 20.
Okay.
Not that old. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I'll start studying in September psychology in Bern.
In Bern, okay.
In Bern,
So I mean, so did you like an abitur? Is that what something like that?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's the same thing,
Yeah. So the South Africans have matriculation. They call it matric. Matric.
Yeah.
So it's a similar thing. We don't have that in America.
Yeah.
It's nothing like that here. So.
Yeah, but now I'm just traveling.
Okay, well that's cool. So it's kind of like a gap year.
Yeah, it's exactly
That's
that.
brilliant.
We have like military service.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's Pflicht. You got. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's obligatory. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I had to think of the word in English.
Yeah. So I'm sort of switching between traveling and like civil service.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how long is it now? Because it changed. The Germans down. They want to come back, but they only do it 6 months.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I mean, 6 months is a joke. You don't even finish your training. You go.
Well, see, I'm not in the military. I do civil service.
Yeah. But you still got the same amount of time, right?
Yeah, it's longer though.
Oh.
Longer,
If you go in the army. And look, and by the way, we should mention this. I mean, he probably knows this because he's from Switzerland, but you don't mess with the Swiss. During the Second World War,
well, listen.
the Allies and the Nazis flew over Switzerland, and their planes were forced down, and they took prisoners of war.
They did, but they also collaborated with me.
Well, that's a whole other story.
Okay.
Especially the banks, but we won't get into that.
Let's stay with what you said.
Yeah. No, but what I said is true, though. I mean, yeah, and they took Allied American prisoners, British prisoners, and German prisoners as well.
Yeah.
And the banks also did hide a lot of money. So
yeah,
especially from Jews who were expropriated, unfortunately. So that's part of the history.
We'll see, but now we have civil service since like the 90s.
Yeah.
And you can decide. They want to try and make it more difficult to go to civil service now because they want more people in the army.
uniform. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm still lucky enough to be like born in a time where I can still choose.
Do you know what you'll be doing in civil service, or do you get a choice, or do you just go where they put you?
Yeah, you get a choice.
Okay.
You have to like choose all of it by yourself.
Okay.
You can go in like 3 big sectors, which is like just nursing, schools, or like environmental construction. So like gardening or something like that. Okay. Yeah. Oh. I just worked as a chef now for some weeks. Yeah.
We could use a chef in our veterans organization.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got some challenges there.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we could use a chef.
Sure. Okay.
Well, Switzerland's a great place for chefs too, because a lot of people who want to go in that profession go to Switzerland to do their apprenticeships at these big resorts and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. It's very diverse.
It is.
The
Absolutely.
culture, also with food culture is very diverse, so you can sort of have a very broad training. Yeah. And
Switzerland, of course, a lot of countries experiencing migration. A lot of people coming in their countries in the past 20 or 30 years. Exactly. But Switzerland historically has been a country with about 25% of the people are foreign nationals because they play a big role in the economy there.
Exactly. It's a big role, and also I think it's also because of our languages.
Yeah, very diverse with all the languages.
Exactly. Yeah. So you have a lot of also refugees from Northern Africa that
they know French.
They know French, so they get around pretty
well. Easy to get around, especially in the southwestern part. Yeah. So, I was just in Switzerland during the Rugby World Cup.
Yeah.
So I went to France for Rugby World Cup, and they have tolls all over France, and so I had to plan my trip just right because it was a planes, trains, and automobiles trip.
Oh, yeah,
so I flew to Bordeaux from Marseille. And I took a train from Lyon down to back and forth. Anyway, so plus they limited me on my kilometers, so I had to
really?
Because I rented it for over a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you go over, I've discovered that I didn't know that.
The tolls are very, very harsh.
They are in France, yeah. But the train was very inexpensive. It wasn't a TGV, but I took a train down to Marseille. It was cost the equivalent like $24.
Yeah, like
round trip.
Yeah,
it's a good deal.
Trains are pretty.
Yeah, and it was pretty nice. But what I want to say about so I went to Switzerland. So I went through the Alps in France and then crossed back over to Switzerland, came up the French-speaking side, and went up to Ottisville because I hadn't been there in a long time. Because, like I said, my ancestors came in like 1758, I think, from there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a widower whose wife had died and he had like 4 kids. Yeah. And so he came over. So it's funny because their name is German, but the priests were sometimes French speakers, sometimes because they're right on, right on that border.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the name it's Korth, then it's Corre, and it goes back and forth.
It switches.
So you have to understand more than one language if you want to do your family history in that part of the country.
But it's interesting because I've read and heard a lot about. Also, my grandmother talked to me about Swiss migration to the States. Also during that time. Yeah. And I think it's very interesting. I never got to know anybody, so now I know you.
Well, there you go. So my Swiss ancestors. Well, I'm a cornucopia. I have Dutch ancestors, Irish, Celtic, Norwegian, Danish. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but it's definitely very much European and Northern European. I've done the DNA. So a lot of people asked me years ago. They said, "What if you find out that you're Jewish?" I'm like, "Well, that's interesting. Well, so what? That's what I find out." Yeah. And they're like. And I said, see, the people need to, this is just your visage. This is, your DNA, and it changed out. I have a friend of mine who's my dentist, And he's as light skinned as me. You'd never think he's anything except a white guy. His grandmother is from Ghana, and she's darker than that black.
Wow.
Yes, just genetics.
Incredible.
It's just genetics. It's how things work. So people should just divorce themselves from that nonsense and just look at people and you know, address them for who they are. Yeah. So what are you looking forward to the most while you're here in the States?
Well, here in the States, I was looking forward to New York. I was in New York. I landed in New York on the 1st of December.
And how did that go?
That was awesome.
Okay.
I've never
Times Square, of course.
Yeah, Times Square.
Statue of Liberty.
But yes, Statue of Liberty.
Gotta get the first
Times
stuff.
Square was like when I went to Times Square, it was raining.
So
everything was wet, but it was awesome because I do a lot of street photography.
Well, there'll be great reflections on.
The
Yeah.
People were being reflected off the ground and all those lights.
So you get like a double kind of. It's it's brilliant.
It's also doubled out the advertisement in your head. It doubles when it's wet.
That's awesome.
So I was sort of got out of there like an hour later because it was just too much.
Well, Times Square can be a lot, especially in the summertime when it's warm. It just gets so crowded. There's so many people there. But did you go get one of those slices of New York pizza?
Yeah, absolutely.
You buy on the
corner? It was called Two Bros.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah, everybody's got to do that. Yeah, it's a New York sort of thing.
Awesome. I went multiple times.
I think the only people that don't like going to New York are smokers because cigarettes are like $40 a pack.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was awesome. And just like the skyline. I really
it's amazing. Did you go to the new trade tower?
Brooklyn Bridge.
Okay.
Because if you walk,
you can look over Manhattan from there.
You can just look over Manhattan. It was awesome. The financial district. If I'm very interesting.
Yeah. Did you go where the bull is down there? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And all those like
did you touch the bull?
Statues, the little ones that you can buy.
Yeah.
No, I did not touch.
I touched it. I touched
really?
it. Yeah.
Is that a good luck sign?
I don't know. I'd have to look at my bank account and see if it was a good luck or not. Exactly. It was a long time ago, so. But yeah, it was not my first time in New York, but it was I think the first time as an adult that I did that. So I just had to go touch it because I. But okay, so you did the pizza. You went to Times Square, Statue of Liberty.
Most of the sightseeing.
Yeah,
I love the view out of Central Park.
It is, and it's nice. Yeah, and walking around Central Park is pretty amazing during the daytime. Anyway,
I didn't know that it was so long.
Oh, it's huge.
It's huge.
It is huge.
I thought like, well, let's just go for a walk in
Central
Park.
No.
I was walking for an hour.
So
that was like half of the Central
what a lot of people wind up doing is they come out by where the hotel is. I can't think of the hotel there at the corner. They go there and they walk in and go short loop and come back because otherwise you spend hours in there.
It's just so
and it used to be across from hotel across the street was FAO Schwartz, the toy store.
Okay.
But they've gone out of business now. They're not around anymore. But they were there for 100 some years. So and then you walk down the street, and then the Trump Tower's on your left hand side of that street. Yeah. So that's great. Sound like you had a good time in New York.
Yeah, I had an awesome time.
Okay.
I went to Brooklyn.
Okay.
Boston.
Okay.
I went to Boston, up to Boston. Boston was wonderful.
Okay.
I really like all the brickstones everywhere.
Yeah.
Like the
so you can be my witness here. You might.
Sure.
So my audience, a lot of them when they've been to America, are like, why are all the houses made out of wood? Look around us. Are any of these things made out of wood? This is all brick and stone, isn't it? It depends the epoch, the era that things are built. And Boston is an old city, one of our first cities, and it's like Annapolis. Most of the buildings are made out of brick, except newer stuff. And people ask me why this is because that's what's readily available. I mean, you use what's readily available, and it's a lot cheaper to build out of wood than it is out of stone and brick.
But I really liked how Boston is just most of it is just brick.
It is.
I liked how it has like that special identity.
It does
because the architecture is so similar, so you sort of notice like the little changes. Whereas in New York City, everything's just so like diverse.
And you like this fits here, and the next building. That doesn't fit.
What is that? Yeah,
that's crazy. This one's like this tall, that one's like that.
Exactly. It's huge, and then it gets smaller. And like
New York is like no other place in the world except, in my experience, Tokyo. Okay. And I've never been to Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur is probably like that. What I mean is that compact and those high rises because it sits on granite, so you can build these buildings way up because it's stable. But Tokyo is like that too. It's like crazy. I don't know if you've been to Japan.
I'm planning to go next summer.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to hang out with him because he's going everywhere. Yeah, I was there for the Rugby World Cup again. That was in 2019.
You like rugby,
I do like rugby, but not Les Bleus. I don't like France. Yeah, okay, I'm a South African rugby fan. So and I follow the US too. So all right, so you're gonna go to the Washington Monument next. What else you got planned for? You gonna do the Jefferson Memorial?
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty impressive. Now we have on the mall, that's called the mall, that area there. So we've got down the other end towards the Capitol building is all the Smithsonian museums. Oh, if you want to go there. I don't know how much time you have.
I heard that there's a lot of
They're free, by the way.
Yeah,
they're free.
But still, I heard there's a lot of like really great museums.
Oh, there are. Yeah, there are. So there's a Native American museum, which isn't the best. I wish it was better because we could have done better. We have the African American Museum, which is just around across the corner. It's kind of shaped like a kind of like African basket.
Okay.
That's across from Washington Monument. I've actually never been in it. Every time I've gone, the queue is way down the street.
Oh wow.
So it's probably not long today, but you can check that out. And then as you go down the mall, we have a lot of memorials. We just finally got a World War II memorial after 70 years that was built a couple years ago. That's there. It's kind of in a big arc, and it has each of the states represented. Oh, wow. And then you go down and you'll have the Vietnam Veterans Wall, which has all the fatalities from the Vietnam. That's a wall, the names on it, and then that's a memorial. And across from that, you'll see figures in bronze that look like soldiers in the Korean War. That's our Korean War memorial. So those are interesting to walk around if you want to do that too.
I like the memorials here. I think they're very thoughtful. Also in New York City with Ground Zero. It's incredible. When I was there, I just felt like, well, I felt very sad, but also it was very interesting to just see all the people taking photos and how they react and like their faces. Yeah. Not just for street photography, but just in general.
Yeah. That sounds like you like photography.
Yeah, I love it.
No, it's great stuff. I mean, I like to think I take pretty good photographs. I bet you're probably like me. I mean, people always want to get they want to get in the center. You don't put the person in the center, right? Exactly, yeah. You want to frame them. Exactly. See, this guy knows.
You want to tell a story.
Exactly. That's what a photograph's all about, telling a story.
Tell a story, show emotions.
Excellent. So, you got family, brothers, sisters? I don't mean to be too personal, but
no, that's all right. I have a brother.
Okay.
But not here. I have some like related, somebody that's related to me here. I just meet him up tomorrow. Okay. But it's like, well, it's a bit distant.
Distant relative, okay.
Yeah, distant relative.
But you're going to link up with someone. Yeah, that's nice.
That's cool. Yeah, because like now after 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, like solo traveling, looking forward to getting like. But you're not to somebody that I know.
Well, because when you travel by yourself, it's nice, but when you're with someone else, it's a different experience. It's just because you have someone to talk to.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, look at the flag. You know, exactly. Yeah. You're like you're looking at the flag.
If you don't have anybody, you're like, well, look at that.
And then you're always holding the phone up for a selfie. No one can take a picture of it. Yeah. But so you're right about the monuments, though. We've got some nice ones here in the park here.
There's loads of them.
Oh, they really are here in D.C. And that's like that in many towns in America. But, you know, in New York City, we also have a statue to Joseph Stalin. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
There's a statue to Joseph Stalin in New York.
Where's
American. It's in New York. It's one of the parks, one of the small parks. American communists erected it years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I mean, it's freedom of speech, you know. It's if they want to worship Stalin, that's on them.
I realize that it's freedom of speech because just everybody's telling something different. Right?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the normal thing. You know, usually you can go over to that fence line, but they're doing some construction, setting something up down there, so they've got this blocked off.
I was wondering why there is.
Our timing is just bad. Our timing is just bad. Yeah. But last time I was here, I walked right up to the gate and stood at the gate and took some pictures. But so it's actually worked out pretty well. I mean, if we hadn't been over here, you probably wouldn't have noticed me. And
exactly.
Yeah, he was. So Finn was walking by, and he's like.
No, I was just wondering because I couldn't figure out what you do because at first.
Well, we have 315 people from around the world watching right now.
Wonderful. At first, I thought like, news report.
Yeah, I was.
Well, with a phone, I don't know.
Oh no! Look, this thing is 60 frames per second. This is almost television quality. Yeah. Oh wow. It's amazing. I use this. I broadcast all over the world. I'm from France, from Switzerland, from Germany, from the UK, from South Africa, and the States. Yeah, it's. I'm afraid to buy a new phone because it works so well.
Oh, okay.
In fact, in 30 years of having mobile phones, I'd never dropped one and broken a screen.
Okay. Until
I was in England for the Women's World Cup a few months ago, and I dropped this phone, and I had to get a new screen. I was heartbroken. It was $315, but the phone was getting old. You know how batteries, they don't retain after a while. So this was about 4 years old, and I could afford a new one, but I like this one anyway.
So you could change the battery.
Well, the screen came with a battery. So when I bought it, I didn't know that. So I said, I'm like, I got to get a screen. The guy goes, well, I said, while you're at it, could you change the battery? He goes, that's not a problem. Here, look, it comes with a battery. I'm like, yeah. So I got a new battery, a new screen, and a new screen protector, and this thing looks fantastic.
New phone.
Yeah, basically,
the same new phone.
And that phone has taken over 750,000 photographs and about 75,000 videos.
I think that's just how it should be.
Oh, and it should be durable and last. Yeah.
It should be made to last. Yeah. I think like most companies now, they just build phones so they can sell them. And they replace them. And you got to come back and get another one. Yeah. Like great quality items is very hard. Right, but 30 years ago, it was always new technology, new advances, and they want you to buy the new stuff. Yeah. Now they just give you crap and want you to buy a new one. Or they just market it like, it's the newest thing ever, but actually it's the same.
So are you going to the West Coast at all, did you say?
I haven't planned it yet, but no.
Okay.
No, not on this trip.
Okay, cool.
But
all right.
But I want to. I want to go to Los Angeles. And it's just like... Not good.
I lived in LA. I'll pass.
Okay.
No. I'm like, you go there. It's
San Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco is pretty cool. San Francisco is neat. Although my last experience, I mean, I had a great experience, but I mean, there were homeless people outside my hotel and hypodermic needles in the street, and it was. But it's a beautiful city, great location, fantastic spot, and there's so much to do around there. I've been to San Francisco many times, but this is the first time I've been there in probably 10 or 15 years. So really, 10 years, it changed quite a bit, but it's still a beautiful spot. I think you'll like it out there. But there's so much to see in America. You have Grand Canyon. You've got,
it's a huge country.
It's massive. And that's a lot of my audience that have been in America don't really understand it. They're like, so are you going to go here? I'm like, you do realize that's a 3-hour flight to get there. I mean, it only takes me an hour and a half to get across to your country, or 30 minutes, but it takes me, so it's a long way off.
It's massive. It's massive. But I think my next trip, like to the States, will be a road trip, just like with a van or something, because I want to get to see like the natural side, like just like all the canyons. I have a good friend of mine that went on a road trip with his family, and he told me all about it. Just like, wow, I want to go. Well,
I just a South African film crew wanted to interview me about South Africa, so they, because I'm a subject matter expert. I'm a South African analyst, among other things.
Wow.
I cover Africa. I've lived in Tunisia, Liberia, Botswana, Malawi, Niger, Mauritania, Uganda, and Ethiopia.
Now I'm jealous.
Plus, I lived in Germany for a dozen years, and I lived in Italy for a few years too. But that came with combat tours too. So you're jealous of that.
Was that in the military?
Yeah, I was in the Army for 36 years. Yeah.
So that's why you went there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm not rich. I want to see the world. That was one way to do it. So
that's definitely one way.
But so I where was I going with that? I was telling the story about I lost track. Senior moment there. See, that happens, folks. Anyway, it'll come back to me after he's hit the road. But something about it was. I went to. So the film crew threw me to Idaho. They flew me to Idaho. They paid for my flight and my accommodation for a couple nights. So I rented a car, but the inflation, the prices. They wanted $800 to rent or $900 to rent a vehicle for a week. Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, that's a house payment someplace. So I had a lot of points because I do a lot of rentals, and I got it down to $220. So that was affordable. So I got an SUV, and I landed in Boise, Idaho. Went to Craters of the Moon Monument, which is a lava flow. It's incredible. And it's from a few thousand years ago. Wow. It's incredible. It's a national monument. So I went there. Then I went to Twin Falls, and that's where the Snake River Canyon is, and people base jump off of it.
What?
Yeah, there's no control. Anybody can walk out there and just like jump off the bridge.
Crazy.
Oh, they are crazy. Oh, they're absolutely crap crazy. So I went out there, and they're base jump. I'm like, what are you doing? And I actually walked up and I was talking to guys. Then they have to climb back up the mountain to get there. That's even crazier. Crazy. Yeah. Anyway, you only have like 2 seconds to pull your chute, because you jump off the bridge, and if you go more than 2 seconds, you're going to splat in water. Oh, wow. Anyway, so they both base jump there. So I interviewed some South African refugees. I was interviewed, and then I went to Salt Lake City in Utah, and I have some viewers down there. There's a squirrel. All the people are stopping for a squirrel.
They're so cute.
They are. And he's turning gray for the wintertime there. Yeah. But so then I went to, the reason I'm telling you is places to go. So then I went from Twin Falls to Salt Lake, and then I went up to Bear Lake, which is a lake split between the border of Idaho and Utah. Beautiful blue lake. It looks like the Caribbean, but it's in the mountains. It's cold. Anyway. And then I went to Star Valley, Wyoming. I went to Jackson Hole, Grand Teton, Yellowstone, and then came back and hit Sun Valley. Wow. So yeah, Yellowstone and Grand Teton. Yeah. If you do a camper or something, that's the place you got to go. You got to go. Yeah. But no, when I was in the Redwoods in California back in the 1980s, I ran into a German couple that had bought a caravan in the States, and they traveled all over the country. Oh, wow. They were having a blast. They'd already been across all the way to California, and then we met them in the Redwoods, and it was just fantastic. Incredible. Yeah. Oh, that sounds something else. Yeah. Wow. So, all right. So when you get back, you're going to be doing civil service? Yeah. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, that's cool.
I'll work as the English word for that, as a forester.
No, auf Deutsch, Forster.
Forster.
Yeah, Forster.
Is it Forster?
Yeah, it's Forster. Yeah.
It's just sometimes I feel like it's too easy.
No, it's not this. Well, imagine this. So Afrikaans, which I understand, but I don't really speak it very well. Yeah. But Afrikaans comes originally from Dutch with other things added to it, and it's changed a lot. But if you speak German and you speak English, you can learn Afrikaans, because like the word for water in Afrikaans is water.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Incredible.
And a lot of the words like patience and German is Geduld, right? Yeah, yeah. Well, it's the same thing in Afrikaans, but it's not pronounced Geduld. It's pronounced Gelul.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
it's usually like with Latin languages.
Yeah, but there's not like there's Germanic language. They're all Germanic roots. Yeah.
But what I wanted to say is like I didn't know that. Also, apart from Latin languages, that more languages have like so much in common. Well,
and in fact, if you look at Slavic language, it's a similar thing.
Yeah, but they're sort of like the Latin, like
it's a family.
Yeah, it's a family of languages, all from like Slavic.
Yeah,
and now it just spread up.
But if you speak English, you don't understand Afrikaans. If you speak German, you listen to Afrikaans. It sounds a little bit familiar, but you don't understand. Yeah. But if you know English and German, you can figure out Afrikaans. Okay. You know English and German.
It's like, it's like Swiss German and Danish.
Oh well, I've got viewers in Switzerland. A few people in Switzerland watch my program, so I'm always grüezi, when they come on.
Nice. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and if I had someone in Austria used to watch programs, so I'm like servus, you know.
Yeah, servus.
Yeah, you got to know the right words, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not every greeting is the same, even though they're Germanic or German speaking countries. But
exactly.
listen, I enjoy this conversation.
Sure.
I don't want to keep. No, you're not holding me up. I don't want to keep you from seeing all you want to see here.
No, you don't.
Any questions of me? You can interview me for a second.
What's your name?
Oh, Chris.
Catch your name.
Chris, yeah. And so my channel is well, I have a lot of channels, but and I also write for newspapers and give interviews, but and do speaking engagements. But this channel here is at Colonel Chris Wyatt.
Colonel
Chris Wyatt, like in Wyatt Earp. So yeah, so you can find on YouTube. I don't know if you watch YouTube.
Yeah,
most people do.
Yeah.
So I think about 4 billion people do. So
you have another Swiss watcher, another Swiss follower.
I have Swiss watches too, but they're at home. Zuschauer. Well, actually, a lot of times I start my show like I give you because I have people that speak German watch my show too. So like herzlichen Gruß aus Pennsylvania. Hier ist der Oberste Colonel Chris Wyatt und ich wünsche alle einen schönen Abend heute. Und ich begrüße bei uns Sendung aus Pennsylvania. Yeah, so
incredible.
Yeah, so I do it in French too. Bonjour à tous, je suis le colonel Wyatt. Je suis très heureux que vous êtes là avec nous pour notre transmission aujourd'hui de Pennsylvanie.
C'est cool, yeah?
Yeah, oui. Anyway, I don't do so well with the Afrikaans. I back off that. So I don't try to push my luck on that one.
One more time, the name of your channel.
Oh, at Colonel Chris Wyatt. He's going to subscribe right now.
Yeah, I'm going to subscribe right now.
Okay, well, only had one question for me. Come on. Oh, you got cigarettes?
Yeah.
So no, I don't want one. But I'm thinking, did you buy those in New York?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think you want to buy them in New York because they're just way too expensive. So
yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
my hands are so cold. I can barely like.
Oh, feel mine. Look at that.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm like a furnace.
Wow.
That's why I said this coat's a little too warm for me. But standing here, it's not a problem. But walking around would be kind of. But
let's
see if you find it.
Is it? Tell me about
COL.
CUL.
COLONEL. Chris.
Now Chris.
There it is.
Here.
Colonel Chris Wyatt. There you go. There you go.
Oh wow! Incredible.
Oh, it's in French. Abonnement. Oh, no, it's German. Abonnement. I'm looking for subscribe, and it says abonnement, which is a subscription, which comes from Latin.
In the uniform, man. But where's the beard?
Well, you can't have facial hair in the military.
Oh, you cannot.
No. You can grow a mustache, but it has to be off the lips and cut here, so you look like Adolf Hitler. So I don't. Yeah. So
rather not do that.
Yeah, rather not do that. Yeah. So, but no. So you can't have facial hair in the military. This was, and I'm not necessarily a fan of the facial hair. I don't like it, but my audience seems to like it, and the ladies love it. So I don't want to lose my viewers, so I'm keeping it. But I keep threatening to cut it off.
Okay. Somebody just welcomed me to the Chris family.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah. No, that's quite all right. Well, I was going to say, ask me another question. You got any more questions for me? Well, yeah, thought put him on the spot here, make him an impromptu interview.
So
yeah, good. Okay.
Let's do.
My favorite color is purple.
Your favorite season, though?
I like fall.
No,
Herbst. Yeah, it's my favorite. Nice. I like when the leaves change and the temperature starts cold. Yeah,
it's beautiful. Yeah. Of all the countries that you've been to, what was the most thought-provoking one? Like, where did you go into the country and were just like culture shock? Had to rethink the most.
Watch this. Switzerland.
Come on.
No. That's a hard one to answer. Usually people ask me what's my favorite country, and I always tell them it's time dependent.
Exactly. But
it's time dependent.
Too easy for you.
Yeah, it is too easy. But no, that's a very. But look, I didn't know he's going to throw hard questions at me. I didn't ask for that. You can leave now. No. But seriously, so the place where I was probably challenged, and it was Ethiopia. I lived in Ethiopia, and Ethiopia was strange. They don't use the same calendar we have. They're mostly Christians, but they celebrate Christmas in January because they're on a different calendar. Yeah, and they write their script backwards or different direction than we do. It's not like Arabic, but it's a different script. They have their own alphabet. Well, they're like Orthodox, but they are. But and they have their own time. So when you talk to an Ethiopian, when you live there, you got to make sure it's the right time because 6 o'clock isn't 6 o'clock to them. What? Yeah, they tell time differently there.
How?
I still haven't figured it out. I live there.
Okay.
That's part of the problem. So the good news is in a diplomatic community, because I was a diplomat, everyone works on Western time or the international standard.
Lucky you.
Yeah, I know. But it's kind of weird because, it was the place that was probably strangest for me. And here's the thing, you look at Ethiopians and a lot of people say, oh, they're black people. Don't tell that to Ethiopians. They're not black.
They're not.
No, they're not black. No, they're Ethiopian.
Ethiopia.
Yeah, and I don't want to be a sarcastic way. That's a serious thing, because they're not like Bantu Africans. They're very different and Neolithic sort of people, and they're very proud of that. And so, you know, if you call an Ethiopian black, a lot of them look like, what's your problem? What are you, purple? Yeah. No, so probably that's actually in the end, it wasn't that hard for you to answer. It's actually probably Ethiopia was the strangest place. But I mean, I was in the diplomat community and I worked for the embassy, so it wasn't that big of an adjustment.
Sure.
But still, I mean, it's a very different world. But an interesting place to go to. And the embassy I worked at was at over 10,000 feet. So what is that? 4,000 meters or 3,500 meters? Pretty high. Yeah. So the air is kind of rare up there.
And what changed in you? Do you remember?
From that experience?
Yeah, from that experience. How did it change? Like getting back to the States or just?
Oh, well, from that assignment, I came back to the States and I wound up being the director.
Then when you came back, like, did you feel any differently?
No, but I mean, that was the last place I lived overseas after spending much of that. I was in the Army 36 years. I lived overseas 23 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. And 5 combat tours. And so, I mean, all over the place. So I mentioned the countries I lived in. So, I mean, I didn't really change. I was accustomed to all that. But nonetheless, even though it was the last place I lived overseas after all those years, it was not strangest, but the oddest to adapt to, because it's just so different. Their calendar's different. Their language is different. Their time is different. That's the one that got me. You know, they're telling time different. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Can't even function in that society.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Meet me at 3 and nobody's there. No, 3's in 3 hours. What? In 3 hours? Yeah. All right. Give me another question.
Another one. Think about that.
The audience is growing. They're loving you.
Oh, wow. Nice. I think that's just because of you. You talk more now that I'm here.
Well, I would have kept talking, but I wouldn't talk about South Africa. I don't know if they want to hear about South Africa. So.
Well, let me think. You put me on the spot.
I did put him on the spot. It's really unfair. I told him my favorite color. And you'll notice the tie and the shirt's kind of purple there. So.
It's beautiful. Beautiful outfit.
You know, purple is the color of royalty.
Oh, really?
It is. Actually, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a royalty color.
What now that you've, how do you say, left the Army in the correct way?
Well, in my case, well, you could say leave the Army, but I've retired from active service.
You're a veteran now, right?
Yes. Now
that you're a veteran.
Yeah.
How did your purpose change?
That's a very good question. You know, and that's actually an important one to ask for a lot of reasons. A lot of veterans, especially if they spend a lot of time in the military, have a very difficult time transitioning from military life to civilian life, because you have a mission, you're purpose driven, you work as a team, and if you don't work as a team, they get rid of you. Whereas in the civilian world, it isn't always that way. It's like, you know, dog eat dog, cutthroat, and
hyper individualism.
Yeah, exactly. That happens a lot. So for a lot of people, and the other thing too is a lot of people make their whole identity about being who they are in the military. I'm a gunnery sergeant, or I'm a colonel, or I'm a major, I'm something like that. For me, because of the nature of my career, I was in intelligence and I was a regional specialist for Africa. I would work in embassies. I would work in government senior agencies here, like the Defense Intelligence Agency and the National Security Agency and the Pentagon. And I interacted with civilians and contractors and businesses and diplomats and prime ministers and kings my whole career. Sometimes I was in uniform. Sometimes I had to wear civilian clothes, business suits. And so for me, my identity never was that I was in the Army, but I did have an identity as a soldier. So for you, and that's the thing I miss. When I left the Army, people said, so what do you do? And I'm like, well, I used to be in the Army. I can't use that line. I don't like that. But I mean, for 36 years, people said, what do you do? Well, I'm a soldier. And I was proud of it, because we had a good record, a good history of service. And so that changed, but a sense of purpose. And ironically, what I wanted to do was start a consultancy to get people to invest in Africa, because I think Africa is the next big thing. I think it's going to grow rapidly. And by 2050, there'll be a consumer class of about 900 million on the continent. Today, the population is 1.4 billion people, but by then it'll be 2.3 billion. And there's going to be a lot of people with money to spend. So if you don't get Swiss and American businesses in Africa, then they're going to miss out. Yeah, the Chinese will be there, but we won't be there. So I want to get business to do that, and of course that would get me free trips to Africa, and I can travel around. That's nice, and that would give me a sense of purpose to continue, you know, in what I'm doing. But the COVID kind of messed all that up. All the international travel got stopped. That was right when I was starting. So I wound up making a couple videos on YouTube, just so if anybody wants to see what my consulting service is, where they go, oh, that guy knows what he's talking about. Well, it caught on, and next thing I know, I went from 2,000 to 23,000 subscribers in 4 months, and my channel took off. But then I was here on January 6th covering the events, and I was at the Capitol building from here to where that is the fence, covering it as a journalist. And I left before all the trouble happened. I didn't see that. So I went back to my car, which was 3 kilometers away. And I walked to my car, and I got a message saying there's a curfew. They're shutting down the city. So I'm like, I got out of here. And then I found out what happened when I was driving home. But so YouTube came after me, and not for that, and accused me of having videos that broke their rules, which I did.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah, they took my channel.
You left before,
no, but it wasn't tied to that. So
okay,
I did a video. I did a video in 2020. Dr. Fauci, Anthony Fauci, made a video saying if you don't wear a mask, he said N95 masks don't work, and I'm like, they do work for their purpose.
So and
but hang on, but no, it wasn't that video. That video was fine. Then 6 months later, he said if you don't wear a video, you're killing grandma. So at first he said they didn't work. Then he said you have to wear a mask all day. And so I put the two videos together of him, and then I made a face. I'm like,
what? Like a mean face.
Who are we supposed to listen to? You or you? It doesn't make any sense. So they took my channel away for that and said it was medical misinformation.
Even though it just reposted it.
And it was just what? Dr. Fauci. Yeah. So I lost my. You
were criticizing.
Well, I was questioning. I'm like, who do I was being sarcastic. Yeah. So they took my channel away over that, and I had to restart. And this channel here that you're on now, I started in April of 2021, and for a long time it grew slowly, and we got to 20,000 subscribers by the end of 2024. And I only continued because a lot of these folks who are watching right now are very dedicated viewers, and I do a news program every day. So I do it at 6 p.m. South Africa time. Now we have daylight savings, so we shift back and forth. So right now I would be broadcasting 11 o'clock in the morning, and what I do is I read the news in English, German, French, Afrikaans every day, and German.
That takes a lot of time.
It does, yeah. And so I read the news from all over. I have subscriptions, Faznet, the Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung, and papers all over the world. And so I read the news and I analyze it, and then I present the news, and then I tell people this is news and this is propaganda. This is why, and I give my views and stuff. So that I do the news for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then I talk to people and take questions after that. And so it's always based in South Africa time, but which some of the year is tied up with Europe, same time as you. Sometimes it's an hour difference. And so, but I had a dedicated audience, about 7,500 people that just really like that. And I got to tell you, for me, it's very inconvenient because it's in the middle of my day when I'm in the States. But people were loyal, and I felt an obligation to them, so I kept doing it. And then last year in December, this woman was on a plane, and she's a black lady, and she was insulting these mixed race women who are called colored in South Africa. She was calling them all kinds of racial stereotypes on a flight. There were flights because she was drunk. And so she was acting like the fool. And then she started assaulting people on the plane. It's on video. So I did a video about it, and it blew up, and like, oh, people do want to listen to this stuff. So I started making these videos, and then my viewership went, I thought it wasn't going to grow anymore. 20,000, that's fine. But then January to February, 30,000 or 35,000. And then it just took off, and I'm up to 117,000 now.
I saw it when I just now subscribed to you.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is. It's a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people. And technically, with that size audience, not a boast, just a statement of fact, I'm in the top 1%. I'm not wealthy 1%. I wish I was in that 1%, but I'm in the top 1% of YouTube content creators on the planet with 117,000. Yeah. Wow. It's pretty crazy. Well, thanks. Yeah,
that sounds like
wish it was a million.
To me.
I wish it was a million. No, but it does. And so what's happening now with South Africa? That President Trump created this refugee program for South Africans to come to America, and so there's a lot of misinformation coming from South Africa, coming from America about the program. And because I have experience dealing with refugees, working in diplomacy, working in embassies, working in the military, working in the government, and also understand U.S. law and all. So I put all this stuff together. And I've been telling people about the refugee program and giving them the straight truth for 10 months now. It's exasperating at times because people are desperate to get out and they get frustrated. But that's kind of, I mean, I wasn't looking for that purpose, but that's kind of a purpose too. So yeah, so there you go. That was a long time. I talked for a long time then. But I was talking anyway before Finn showed up. Anyway,
well,
you're going to hit the road then?
So much. Yeah, thank you, Chris.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Awesome meeting you.
Yeah, likewise.
And I'll definitely be an active subscriber now.
All right. All right. I do a night program too, which is early morning. I don't think you get up around 5 or 6 in the morning, but I do one there too. So when you're back in Switzerland,
your programs are at night this time.
No. So the news program is at 6 p.m. South Africa. So right now that's 11 a.m. East Coast time.
Oh, okay.
So every day 11 o'clock, you can pop it on. You'll see me on there. Okay. Unless my internet crapped out. I had a problem with my upload 2 days ago. It's working now. Okay. And then at night I do one called Night Owls. It's Night Owls for me because it's 10 or 11 o'clock at night. But for people in South Africa, it's morning. So anyway, so, but I mean, like I said, I have an audience in Europe. I have people in Finland that watch the show, and some in the UK, a couple Germans. I don't think there's any French, but there are some South Africans that live in France. So anyway, but it's a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much again. Yes. Take care, Chris.
Thanks,
everybody.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
All right, so that's Finn. Ja. Tschüss, macht's gut. Schöne Reise noch. Bitte. All right, folks, there you go. That was Finn. We just went over 400 when you left. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I didn't see the chat. Yeah. So he's taking off. Yeah, that was pretty cool, huh? Yeah, he came by and he was looking at me funny, like, what's this guy up to? So I'm like, okay, let me see what he wants to say. And so we chatted. That was pretty nice. I hope you guys could hear him okay. What a nice guy. You guys enjoy that? I really enjoyed it. Yeah, you can see the Washington Monument, I think, behind me, can't you? You see, it's over here. Let me see. Oh, go this way. It's back right there. There it is. I don't know if you can see that. It's hard to see in the camera. Can you see it? I don't know. I can see it, but I don't know if you guys can see it behind the side of the White House. Might be a little bit off here. Let me see. Yeah, there it is back there. Between the arch. It's back between the arch right there. See, hang on. See the arch right there? Right there. That's where the Washington Monument is back there. You said I'm amazing. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Look, this is a crossroads of the world. People from all over the world come by. Hi, guys. How's it going? People from all the world come through here. So that was nice to talk to the guy from Switzerland, eh? It's pretty cool. And some people are happy. Not everybody is. This gentleman looks pretty happy walking by. But not everybody is. Anyway, so let me get this back here. We can see the White House and the monument. Yeah, okay, good. You guys can see them. That's cool. Okay, was it all? Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool too. Fun and fascinating. Look, that's, I mean, I wish more people, you know, I try to get people engaged like that, but it's, yeah, smart guy. So he's going to do some civil service work when he goes back to Switzerland. That's pretty cool. There we go. Get the White House a little bit better there. And you can see the windows died down now. It was blowing a little bit before. So I hope you guys are enjoying this, you know. So let me double check my time here because I'm going to have to go to my meeting here. Well, what's that? It's, what's the time at? Shoot, that doesn't give me the time. Anyway, I think I'm good because I had like an hour and a half. I've gone 45 minutes, so I think I'm okay. Yeah, so excuse me, do you have the time?
Yeah, 17 past 2.
17 past 2. Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Where are you from?
Norway.
Norway, seriously, whereabouts? Bergen, Oslo?
Oslo, yeah.
Really, I've been there.
Been there?
Yeah, it's expensive.
It's getting expensive too.
Oh, it's very expensive. Do you live here now or are you visiting?
Just visiting.
Okay.
Kind of for work, yeah.
Okay. How's the trip going?
It's pretty okay, yeah.
Pretty okay. I was pretty okay. I'm broadcasting. Pretty okay. That's interesting. All right. Well, welcome. Take care. Okay. All right. So, gentlemen from Norway, Switzerland, Norway. We got someone from Pakistan walked by a minute ago. The whole world's coming by. Cool beans. Norway. Wow. I'm not shaking with my left hand. I'm shaking with my right hand. It just looks like because the camera's backwards. You know, I'm not shaking with my left hand. I shake with my right hand. This is my right hand. It just looks left on the camera. So if I turn around this way, you can see it's my right hand because you're seeing the actual reflection of the camera. See, that's why. And isn't it magic? I can turn around. Hey guys, magic when I turn around, you can still hear me. It's because I got a microphone. Yeah. Yeah, the camera is mirroring. Exactly right. So it's not my left hand. You see the South? I didn't see any South Africans. No, there might be some South Africans, but I haven't seen any. I haven't talked to any of them. So, yep. Anyway, was it Batsford, Norway, at the end of the world? Creepy place. Okay, cool. I've never been there. Never been. I've been to Oslo. Oslo, I found interesting, but very expensive. He rightly said it's getting expensive here too. Primal Boer, I'm in Washington D.C., the nation's capital, just outside the White House, behind me there. You can see they've got some construction going up, so they've got the barriers up here. Usually go all the way over to the fence over there. Just can't do that right now. And I'm just here to do a broadcast, let you guys know where I'm at, because I've got a meeting coming up shortly. Bergmeister just gave us 70 Rand super chat. Thank you very much for that. Yep, go around to the West Wing. Well, the West Wing is right there behind me. Yep, the Eisenhower office building is over here where the National Security Council and other folks are located. Staff for the White House. That's also part of the White House. So if you go in either one of the facilities, you have to get permission to go into the White House, even though the White House is that building. So yeah, there are no people with shorts on. Even I'm not wearing shorts today. But you hear some emergency service in the background. I did see some National Guardsmen out here. Said hello to some of them. But it's pretty busy, crowd walking through here. So anyway, yeah. So it's like driving on the right side of the show. Yeah, exactly. It looks like you're backwards. Hang on. And take a sip of my drink there. Throat's getting a little dry there. Anyway, so I left my fellies back at home, and so I've got tennis shoes on. So I'm not wearing my jacket right now. I'll go back and get that. So anyway, yeah, that was pretty interesting. A guy from Switzerland, nice conversation. A gentleman from Norway just went by. How's it going? Yep. You can spot the feds. You can spot the feds a mile away. 3 guys just walked by. They're feds. Another emergency service. Lots of cops. 2. Oh, somebody important's coming in. It's they're going to go into the White House. I don't know who that is. Yep, a whole bunch of them. 6 police cars. I saw 2 limos. Yep. There's somebody important going into the White House. Getting in there that's reserved for like really hoi polloi, the really top people. Most people can't drive and park in there. You got to park elsewhere. I got a good deal. I found a park house half a block from where I need to go, and it was $23, and I found an online coupon. I got it for $14. What a good deal that was. Yep. Unless they charged me more afterwards, but that was a good deal. So yeah, so that worked out pretty well for me. But $14 for the afternoon, so that's not too bad. Yeah, definitely some high profile people. Yeah, I'm sorry, Neff, that they hid it from you. It's a shame. We've got over 400 people here. I wish that would you guys like to see the park around me? I mean, you're going to see a homeless person, but let me show you the park. It's behind me here. So here you go. Whoops, the camera's not on. Sorry. There we go. So here you go. So that's where I'm at. So just outside the White House, opposite side of the park here. So we're coming up on the White House on the opposite side there. There's the flagpole. White House. Coming into view on the right side of the camera will be the Washington Monument. Between those two, the gate there. You can see it sticking out the gate. We're a little ways from the Washington Monument, but you can see it sticking out from the gate there. So I'm going to show you the Eisenhower office, executive office building. Pretty beautiful architecture. It's a lot of staff work over there. That's that building right over there. There you go. I just felt a little like I was falling over there. Somebody's playing on a violin, playing Christmas music. All right, so now I've got the White House across the street from me there, and I got the park behind me here. So changed up a little bit. I did that because nobody can walk behind me where I was at, so I can't be robbed or knocked down. Not that that's going to be a problem. There's Secret Service and law enforcement all over the place here. Yeah, it's a nice view. Yeah, you guys enjoyed that. Enthusiasm contagious. Well, I try to make it contagious. I try to be friendly to people. I mean, life goes by too fast, folks, to be miserable and unhappy and, you know, be rude to people. There's no reason for that. Make the most of it. But this is a lovely park here. I've been here many, many times in D.C. In fact, when I was working at the Pentagon, I would run. If I took a long run for lunch, my whole entire lunch, I would run, and I would come from the Pentagon across the Potomac. I'd run down here all the way up to the White House and then turn around back. It's a long run. But I used to do it all the time in the summertime, not so much in the winter. Winter, I stayed a little bit closer. I'd run up the Potomac and up and back and forth. But I used to stay fit when I worked at the Pentagon. Yep. Imagine the view with, oh yeah, when the trees are green, it's something else. But now you can see the buildings because the leaves don't cover them up. Blair House, you know Blair House, that's where the guest house of the president. So remember when Kamala Harris was the vice president, and they put her in the Blair House because the vice president's residency, which is a few blocks away at the observatory, Naval Observatory, was under renovation. Remember she went to Blair House and she goes, it's not acceptable, it's not good enough. Remember that? Yeah, I just walked by Blair House. It's just right down the street here earlier. There's a flight taking off from Washington National. Yeah, so the weather's actually nice. It's a bit chill, just above freezing, but it's nice. Yeah, so like I said, I ran into the person I've got to go meet a little while ago before I got started doing this broadcast. So yeah, must be awesome seeing the change of seasons. Yeah, I like fall. Fall's my favorite time, as I told Finn, not Finn. I told Finn. Yeah, fall is my favorite season. I really enjoy it. I love the change of the leaves and everything. But we're past fall now. We're into winter, so. Anyway, some people really bundled up as people come with like parka hoods walking through here. But I mean, look at this. I'm fine. No biggie. So anyway, yeah. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this a little bit. I'll do my meeting and then I'll come back out here. And I've got a few hours after my meeting. I'm going to walk around. I'll do another live. Got to recharge my phone a little bit. I'll do another live from the mall probably. And if people want to talk, I'll be happy to chat with them. Some people enjoy chatting. The squirrel is back. This friend, he's becoming my friend here. I have nothing for him. He keeps he's looking for his nuts. Do you know this is true? Squirrels, half the nuts that they hide, they forget where they are. Of course. No, but I mean, because they bury so many of them, and apparently they have short-term, their memory's not good. He's like, he's smelling. He's looking for it. Yeah, it's here somewhere. He's like, wait a second. I was here in June. Where did I put that thing at? He struck out. Yeah, he's over there now. He'll find one. They don't starve. Exactly. What else are you going to do? I'll call him Cyril because he's looking in his couch for his nuts. Okay. President Bush. Oh, yeah. Well, when President Bush was here, I was here all the time. That's when I was working the Pentagon. I used to run all the time. That's 20 years ago. Yep. 20 years ago. Yeah, I used to run all the time working the Pentagon. Exactly 20 years ago. That's where I was at. Yeah, running through this town. But some of the stuff never changes. I mean, some changes in town, things change around, new businesses, things come and go. But this is all the same. Well, yeah, look, I mean, I could have been sitting down enjoying a nice lunch. I haven't eaten, could have enjoyed my time. But I mean, I like to bring this to you. I mean, look, guys, not everybody can be here. And certainly not a place I can be all the time because it's a pain in the butt to drive down here. But I had to come down for a meeting today. So I figured I would spend this time with you guys and let you see it. I mean, you got to meet Finn. That was pretty nice. He was a nice guy to meet. So, yeah. Anyway, so I got a subscriber. Well, I work hard for those subscribers, don't I? Anyway, yeah. So there's a lot of people walking around the park right now. Hello, ladies. How are you? Excellent. Oh, he found one. Here comes the squirrel. He found one. And he's just, where's he going now? He found in one of the nuts. So, you know, he struck out like over here and he went and found one in the other spot. And now he's running across. He lives in the White House. He's going across over there. I don't know if you can see him. He's bouncing over there. It's a White House squirrel. He's at the fire hydrant. There he goes. Hey, somebody call the Secret Service. That squirrel went under the fence. What's a White House squirrel? He went under the fence. It's too funny. So he came over here looking for the nuts. He dug up about 6 spots. He couldn't find one. Went across the sidewalk there to the other tree is, found a nut, and ran over and went under the fence of the White House. Oh, my goodness. But one thing's for sure, when you're here, it's like the entire world, like the United Nations. I'm seeing people from all over the world walking by me here, passing by. That's Americans from all over the country. Yeah, there's another cop over there. There's always emergency service vehicles running through here somewhere. Anyway, he's the presidential squirrel. That's right. The presidential squirrel. That's funny. Anyway, but he went under the fence. So I don't know what we're going to do about that. So call the Secret Service. The squirrel went under the fence. Anyway, he did. Yeah, he found a nut over here and went on the other side of the street. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, guys, yeah, thank you all for tuning in. No one accuse you of being lazy. No, I've never been lazy. I'm always working. I'm like a bee, man. I'm like a bee, but I'm not the worker bee. I'm the bee in charge. It doesn't work so well for male bees, you know. There aren't any male bees in charge. The queen bee's in charge. The workers are all females, and the drones, they die after they mate. That's not a good life. You get fat, dumb, and happy. You mate one time, and you drop dead. Not cool. Not cool. Anyway, but it's interesting when you see people walking through the park. There's a gentleman right here. He's obviously on a cell phone call. He's got an earpiece in. His hands in his pockets. He's talking to somebody. He's been walking back and forth over there for about 10 minutes. But like I said, there's a big crowd of people down here. I'll check in on those people, see what they're up to when I finish this. Oh, the squirrel's a spy. I didn't know that. That's Cyril Ramaphosa. He just went under the fence. Cyril Ramaphosa went under the fence. Hey, Garrett, what's up? Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the chat. But let me go ahead and wrap it up here. Thanks for being here. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done it. I really appreciate it. And it'll pump this stream up and people can see it. Always identify as a female bee. I suppose. Oh, there's a super chat, Jared Horn. Thank you so much, Jared. Yeah, Horn. Thank you. 14 Rand. Okay. Yeah, I hope the meeting goes well. And if I can tell you about it, I'll let you know. Okay. All right. Need a taller flag. That flag is tall. That's just far away. That thing. I know you're being facetious, but that flag is tall. That flag is at least 30 meters tall. 30 meters tall. Yep. Yeah, the squirrel knows where to live. It's safer over there. There's lots of Secret Service. Nobody's going to hunt a squirrel over there. All right, guys. Take care. We'll see you later. Thanks for it. Hit the like button. Cheers. God bless. And we'll be on later on. Okay. Cheers. Oh, that's not right. There we go.